You and I are gonna get along just fine. That's not alcohol, is it? Okay, people, welcome back to another play day. And I used to theme these things, Star Wars or Marvel or whatever, but it's just gotten too much fun. I just mix it all up, and whatever I order or somebody sends me, I'm throwing it out there and I'm playing with it because I love doing this. I love seeing what people can come up with, what people create to get that in my hands and play with it. Oh man, it hits me right here. So this is just a day to mess around with some third-party items, some custom stuff, some add-ons, some effects. It's just taking the toys that we all hold near and dear and holding them just a little bit tighter. That's probably sappy as hell, but man, come on, just have some fun with it. All the links to the creators here is in the description, so go check them out. Go give them a like, give them a follow. And if you're interested in anything, order something. Buy some toys for your toys. Let's start off with a custom power inhibitor belt for Iceman. This was made by Super Tom Customs, and this has always been one of my custom dreams. During that time, Bobby had a problem with controlling his powers, so he had to wear a belt that kind of dampened him down a little bit. And man, Tom just knocked this thing out of the park. He did the sculpting here, Casting Cave did the, well, casting of course, and it works like an actual belt. It has two pegs back here. It came in the package flattened out, and it's a rubbery material. I've tried to replicate this thing for years, especially back in my custom days, and I never really did. And now that we have a kind of worthy Iceman to put it on, I am super happy to have this. It's just a good look to go along with the X-Factor Cyclops. Well, we got in the same wave with Iceman. Tom's also offering an alternate Iceman head, which I may have to give a shot at some point. This is okay, but there's just something about it that's not quite Bobby. That's so pretty. Which leads us right into Can of Beams, and I got a couple of effects from them. It wasn't planned, but I started looking through my stuff and I thought, oh wait, I've got a couple of things for Iceman. Plus he's been playing with this thing where it attaches and it kind of looks like it's floating around because of the clearness in here. So what we should be able to do is pull the hand off, thread that through the hole in the middle, plug it back in. And if you keep it out of the shiny light, which in a regular display room, it's not going to be this crazy lighting all the way around it, it looks like it's floating around his hand. That is a nifty effect. Let's try the other one, just because, because I wanna. It doesn't seem fragile or anything, but it being a clear material, I don't want to risk it. Just a cool effect. Dad jokes. This next one I've actually stolen from Veebs. He did it first. Back in the Jim Lee days or the animated series days, Professor X kind of went with a more casual Friday look. But when we got this version with the hover chair, it came with this suited body, which is perfectly fine. It completely works. But after I saw this, I was like, oh, I gotta do it. So what you do is take a claw, and his arms are pegless. So what I want to do is get in there and slice the peg. It's actually easier to take it out and do it through there. Just like that. Remove the peg out the middle. There you go. Then you just plug that back into the sleeve, and you're left with that. Then you take one of the more hated figures in the past couple of years. Here you can see the pegs. So Bull and Pop, push the pin out, and you're left with this. You take that, put it on what's left of Claw's arm, put the peg back through, and you have rolled up sleeves, bare arms. The reason you can't use Claw's arms is because he has this sculpted detail here where it's a fake arm, it splits apart, it has a gun, and then his other arm has tattoo, watch, etc. So it's just easier. It sounds complicated, but it is easier just to swap them out. Oh, you also have to take off the vest part, which I think that just pegs right here. I'm not taking that off because I'm gonna swap the other two arms from Spidey here, get the J. Jonah head, and there's Jonah, or at least a placeholder until we get an official J. Jonah Jameson. That left me with the suit body with no head, so I got another Professor X head from I Bet My Man thing. He does a fantastic job of head sculpts, repaints. I swapped out the open hand and the fist. I left this really thinking hard hand over here, left the fist here. So in my Jim Lee display, I have the hover chair with casual Professor X. And then the suited version, I'll find a wheelchair here and he'll go with my giant size X-Men or an older version of the team. All of that just to get Chuck in a white shirt. but it's worth it, I think. You can always find cool stuff on eBay, and I was just browsing around one day and came across GPS Lot, which I have that page saved because always has something I need, or well, not need, you know what I mean. Need, but not need. So I thought I've ended up with several Bespin Hans, and his Endor look is essentially just a jacket over that, so I got a fairly nice soft goods jacket. It's a little bit tight, hard to get in the exact position, but once you do, it kind of completes the look. And before anybody asks, the pointy finger is from the San Diego Comic-Con version. It could be a little bit bigger, wrap around a little bit more, but this will work because I ordered this before the leak lists got out that we may be getting an official version of this from Black Series. So until then, this will be a placeholder, and then whatever. But also from GPS Lot, I got this costume for the Endgame Hulk. I think this is from when they were trying to do time travel before Stark showed up. He sees this as a win, but I just wanted something to spruce up my Hasbro Build-A-Figure Hulk. He should probably have glasses here, I think, or a different head, and I think this suit is actually made for the SH Figure Arts version because it was tight as hell to get this thing on here. I actually had to pull the arms off the figure, thread the arms into the sleeves, and then force this down the body, plug in the arms after I put the shirt on. I kind of like the tightness. He's Hulk. There's not a lot of Hulk-sized clothes out there, I'm guessing. So he has to force himself into whatever he can. A lot of people don't care for this head because of the forehead, but I don't know, there's something about it. It's kind of the comic adaptation of the movie look for Hulk. Okay, I realize the last couple of Star Wars movies is a hot button topic and everybody wants to throw their 2 cents in, but me, I just dig on translucent plastic. And I just like Star Wars overall. I don't like all of it, but I take what I do like and I run with that and disregard the rest. But this was part of the movie, and having any kind of plastic representation of anything from the movies is right up my alley. Plus, like I said, translucent figures. Not the greatest background to use with a translucent blue, but you get the idea. And old J-Jaw Customs always knocks these out of the park. I have several of his Force Ghosts. I have several of his characters in Carbonite. In fact, on his Instagram page right now, he has a Mandalorian bounty in Carbonite that I'm itching to get because here in a minute, we're looking at more Mandalorian stuff, so it all fits together. They're just a solid piece, but it works on the shelf. You have it over here, you put your Rey over here, and everything is okay. Sticking with Star Wars, I received a package from James over at Two Sons Customs and Casting, and at first I thought, well, here, it came in this box, which is the Carbonized Mandalorian, and at first I thought, oh, somebody sent me another Carbonized Mandalorian, but the closer I looked, the more silver I saw. And this is actually their Beskar Mandalorian kit. Putting it beside the regular Mandalorian, this is actually my first version because the helmet's messed up somehow. It's pushed up. It's weird. You can see the silver right off the bat. Some parts are repainted, but it also has a replacement chest piece and then shoulder pads. And sure, it's not chromey silver like the show, but I'm picturing the Mandalorian getting more use out of this armor. It gets dirtier as it progresses. He's going to get it all scuffed and dirty. But another cool thing about this is it's actually magnets holding the shoulder pads on. So even though they look like they get in the way, you'll be able to move them around just a little bit, get some more articulation out of it. But that also plays into some of the extras he sent along. Remember this? Is it the Mudhorn that he got on his shoulder pad? And oh, yep, there it is right there. With the magnets, you just pop this one off and you pop this one on. You have his clan. That's amazing. Look at the emblem just kind of peeking under the cape. That works. Also in the bag were a couple of custom lightsabers. Have an orange blade and a nice silver hilt, a blue blade on another custom hilt, and then the one I was looking for too. Here's a yellow blade and what kind of looks like Rey's saber from the end of the movie. That may have broke in transit or something. It doesn't want to stay in there, but that's why they made super glue. Okay, so that works. James also sent along this, and this is obviously a custom sculpted and casted out baby. Oh, don't say Baby Yoda. It's the child. But look at that. Oh. Yeah. Yeah! I'm so happy right now. Which rolls very unintentionally into a custom cloth cape for Mandalorian. It seems like every Playday has items featured from Rebel 10 Customs. Chrissy spoils the hell out of me. And I can't help looking at it because it is just quality product. Have the ragged edge across the bottom, Has wire running down the sides right here. And you know what? I think my new Beskar Mandalorian is the one to get this cape. In fact, the colors are damn close. Because it's cloth, I can get it back and around because I really, really want to show off this shoulder pad right here. So this kind of hangs back like a hood a little bit, but it adds some bulk up top too. She also sent along a soft goods cape for the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Superman. Most of the figures in that line have plastic capes, and just plastic capes in general cause balance problems. So getting a softer, lighter cloth cape on here that is wired down the side and across the bottom so you can bunch it up nicely, it just, ooh, makes standing so much easier. Plus, look at that. She's got the little yellow Superman S on the back. I just glued the front here and here so it's not actually tucking down into his costume like it should. But damn it, it's got a little hang right there. It looks beautiful. It adds to the figure. It adds more emphasis to the shininess of the S right here because of the dullness of the cloth. You can just take it and do whatever you want. Hell, I kind of want to get replacement capes for all my DC figures now. And last but not least, she also sent along a cloth version of Storm's cape. She knows I prefer the black costume, so that's the one she sent, but on her Instagram page, there's also a white version if you want to replace that one. It's wired here, it's wired all the way around the bottom, here, and she actually replicated how the original cape, which is this floppy kind of paper substance that didn't look natural hanging there, she replicated how it attached to the torso. You just remove these two pegs, which come off with the shoulder pads, you plug back through, you put the loops around her arms, and look, you can put this anywhere you want, flipping out, double up on itself. It's just a better option all the way around. I also ended up swapping the heads out. The original white costume Storm had a nicer gray wash to the hair, and I feel like that works better with the darker costume. I just feel it makes for a more elegant looking figure all the way around. Okay, I didn't want to break this out yet because Nada Studios just went all out for the packaging of this. It's a custom Spider-Gwen head, and this tin is just, I don't know, it's worth half the price of admission. It even has it labeled on the side of it. Yeah. But this head absolutely nails the Into the Spider-Verse look for Gwen. It's actually a separate neck piece with an adapter socket on top, so if you want to use it somewhere else, you can, but this is actually meant for the amazing Yamaguchi Spider-Gwen. This pops off at the neck. Hate pushing as hard as I have to get this on here, and I'm gonna push some more, and I'm not gonna break it. I am not gonna break it, not gonna break it. There we go, pop. And then that goes on the top, and man, it just does something for this figure. Bringing this in, I don't know, it just sets off the whole thing. And yeah, people have their problems with the amazing Yamaguchi figures, the Revoltech joints. I like this figure a lot more than I did 10 minutes ago. But if you happen to have the Marvel Legends Cuckoos that are currently at Walgreens or not at Walgreens, depending on your Walgreens. I actually saw this on Preternia.com's Instagram, where you can take this and you need to put something up in the socket, but you can have Schoolgirl Gwen too. A lot of options here. Look at the hair fade on top of that. Like her hair's been dyed, but the natural roots are showing. And just the fantastic look of the head itself. The shaved part looks like a, well, shaved part. And the paintwork just, oh, it's so nice. It's not realistic. It's that comic book cartoon look, but it's just so good. Yep, this is definitely staying right here, I think. And then finally, once again, browsing eBay gets me in trouble because I'll just be scrolling and I'll see something and I'm like, oh, I need that. Even though I don't have a lot of attachment to it, I've always liked this design. This came from Old Architect Customs on eBay, and it's Mr. Bones. I know this is from between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. Snap, when he was younger, repurposed a battle droid to be his, like, enforcer or kind of bodyguard type thing. But I've seen drawings, I've seen concept art, and this matches what I've seen. There's bones stuck on in places, the shoulders, the top of the head. There's even some damage out of here. And then it's got the flip back hand and the spike even. And then the reds and the blacks for the paint job. Oh, it's got some cutouts right here too. That's cool. But the paint job is subtle. It's not noticeable when you pass by it and then you go, oh wait, there's red and black going on here. It's also another battle droid for the shelf, or something to go over with the Force Awakens stuff. That always needs filling out. One red leg, one black leg with red accents. It's just a cool concept all the way around. Again, nice custom, nice addition to the shelf. You can't ask for any more than that. So at the end of the day, there's no such thing as a bad play day. I cannot express how deep my gratitude runs to those of you who have sent stuff in for me to look at, to play with, to just mess around with. Because really, that's what it's about, right? I mean, yes, we can buy our things and, you know, mess with them a little bit and stick them up on a shelf. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a form of playing. But man, to get out there and to find stuff and then to go, oh, this can be improved this way, or oh, you're making some cool shit. Let me put that on my action figures. That makes it even better. And I miss customizing so much. I used to love painting, but I'm getting old, I'm getting shaky, my eyes are going. And as much as I want to do it, there's people better at it out there that I can just go, oh, can I buy that from you? Thank you. For those of you who are looking for a little embellishment to your toys, you feel like something's not quite up to snuff, or you just want to mess around, you want to see what's out there, all the links to the creators are down in the description. Give them all a look, check out their stuff, see what's out there, and we'll go from there. So if you enjoyed this play day, comment, like, subscribe, or whatever the platform you're watching this on allows. Much love to the plus if you're in a position to help out the channel or just want to see videos early, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.